Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Franklin from Couples Talk. Now in today's video, I want to share with you what I titled 7 sacrifices you must make if you want to get married. Now something I discovered is that quite a lot of people today, they truly want to get married, but they don't understand that there are sacrifices that they need to make if they want to get married. So this makes some people, they live in this world where they have it all wrong when it comes to marriage. They feel marriage is one rosy place where they will get married to this perfect partner, someone who is very handsome or beautiful with a pointed nose. All they consider is just the physical looks, and this whole thing, they just feel that this is how marriage should be like. And then in most cases they think, okay, the very moment we get married, we'll start going for holidays here and there. These things are nice, okay, but the truth is, if you're going to get married, you need to face some realities. You need to understand that there are sacrifices to make. And so we're going to be starting with the first sacrifice. The first one here that you need to make, you need to sacrifice fantasies of what your partner should be like. There are lots of people today, young men and young ladies, who truly want to get married, but they have this idea of a perfect man, of a perfect woman in their mind. They are looking at, okay, I want to get married to this guy that is tall, very smart looking. He's got a lot of money, he's got a steady job, he's God fearing, and a little of a fun guy. And then the guys also, they have the same ideas, want this perfect girl with a figure 8. Some of these things, they are all fantasy, because truly there are no perfect partner. I'm going to repeat that statement. There are no perfect partner in your world. What people call perfect can make them unable to get married for a long, long time. I'm telling you. In fact, as I'm speaking to you right now, there are people today who have not been able to get married because of this. So they keep choosing. They want to choose this, they want to choose that. Someone comes, they are looking at it like, oh, this is not the person I want. Oh, this guy has anger. Oh, this guy has this. Oh, this lady has that. Oh, that lady doesn't have attitude. That lady. You need to sacrifice fantasies of what your partner should be like. Take out time to write out what you used to think that your partner should be like. This is something that you need to do. Over the years, I've discovered most of my friends who had this idea of what their wives should look like, that wasn't the kind of wife that they ended up with. The same thing applies to me as well. When we matured, we came to understand that some of those things, they were just fantasies, plain fantasies. So you're a young lady, you're listening to me right now. What have you been thinking about your partner? You're looking for this perfect guy, you're looking for this perfect girl. It's not going to happen. Now, am I saying that there are no good people out there? Of course there are good people. Now, one of the things that makes them imperfect is because they have their own ideas, they have their own opinion, they have their own views, they have their own ways of doing things. In their eyes, they are perfect. And so because they are different, because they have different views, different opinions, because they have different perspective from you, that is what makes them imperfect for you. It is when the both of you now come together, you begin to amalgamate your views, your ideas, and perspective together. There are some of them that will go well, there are some of them that will not go well. But don't say because we are different in a particular area, then I am not fit for this person. And I want to quickly say this. If you're going to get married just for looks, then you aren't ready for marriage. The reason is because over time looks will change. Looks does not sustain marriage. What sustains marriage is the ability to tolerate. It is the ability to find a friend in your partner. So maybe you're listening to me right now, you've had these fantasies about what the woman should look like, what the man should look like. You better think again. You better think again and stop building skyscrapers in the sky. Face reality, wake up and smell the coffee. Be moderate. Does this mean you shouldn't have an ideal man in your mind? Of course you should. But just know that there are some things that some people may not have. But it shouldn't deter you if they have a good character. I'm going to do another video on the right reasons for marriage. So take advantage of this because it will go a long way to help you. Now, the next thing that you need to sacrifice if you truly want to get married is ego. Ego is one thing you need to sacrifice. In the Latin word, ego is from the Latin word. It means I. That's what it means. I. So that moment when all you're going to be considering is just yourself, you're not going to consider your partner, then you're not ready. If you're getting married, or if you plan to get married, and all you are going to be thinking about is just you, how you're going to please yourself, how the marriage is going to be just all about you, then you are not ready to get married. Trust me, you are not ready at all. You need to sacrifice I. Marriage is not all about you. Marriage is not all about I. Marriage is all about us. Marriage is all about we. Marriage is all about ours. If you're not ready to develop this kind of mindset, then you're not ready for marriage. This means you're going to see your partner as yourself. Whatever it is that belongs to your partner belongs to you. You need to begin now to think in this way. You get the point now? It's not going to be about you. Me time. You want to have me time. That may not always happen. Of course you will have me time because marriage is not a trap. But you've got to understand that it's no longer about you, it's now about us. So that's something that you need to sacrifice. If you truly want to get married, you've got to understand that in your married home, it's not going to be about what you want, it's about what the both of you want. This is why in making decisions, the decisions will not be based on just one person's opinion. It has to be a combined opinion. The both of you have to sit down and think about these things. Okay, so this is very, very important. You've got to sacrifice ego. Sacrifice ego to help you a great deal. The next thing you need to sacrifice is freedom. You have to sacrifice singlehood. That's why I did a video some time ago on the benefits of singlehood. I will just put the video in the link below. If you are still single, enjoy the moment now. Enjoy it now because singlehood has its own benefit. It's a lovely feeling. It is a wonderful moment in anybody's life. Take full advantage of it. But the thing is, if you truly want to get married, at some point you will have to, not me, you will have to sacrifice freedom. Now, why am I saying this? There are people today who want to get married. For example, like guys, they want to get married and they want to have a woman in the house and still have the opportunity to be going around with their friends just the same way they were doing when they were single. They don't want to spend that time with their children or with their partner. They just want to be gallivanting everywhere. It's not going to work. Marriage is for companionship. You've got to understand this. So you will have to sacrifice freedom. Maybe you're listening to me, you are this girl who you always wanted to keep to yourself, or you are this guy you always wanted to keep to yourself. You're not ready for marriage. If you truly want to get married, then you have to sacrifice this part. Which means when you are married, you will not be planning to travel to one country without your partner. You know, there are people today who still want to travel with friends. That could happen, but it has to be on a special arrangement between you and your spouse, and that is something that will take place maybe once a year or something, if it does happen. Because now you're married, you've got responsibility. This is your life now. You've got children. So if maybe you actually want to get married, but somehow, somewhere in your mind, you were thinking that, okay, if I get married, I will still be able to travel with friends and just go on a holiday for 1 week, for 2 weeks. It's not going to happen. You've got to wake up. You've got to wake up, really. You've got to understand that freedom will be sacrificed. Does this mean you will not have freedom in your home? Of course you will. You will have freedom in your home. What I'm talking about is the freedom to make long trips, the freedom to do things the way you want to do them, the freedom to make decisions on a personal level without considering your spouse. No, that's not going to happen any longer. When you're married, you've got to understand that every decision comes with a consideration for everybody. You must consider the children. You must consider your partner. These things are very important, because any decision that anybody makes, it will go a long way to affect the partner, and it will go a long way to affect the children also. So if you truly want to get married, think about this to help you a great deal. Sacrifice freedom. Now, another sacrifice you need to make if you truly want to get married is that you have to sacrifice late night outing. I remember years ago, there was an uncle of mine who, he was literally not always at home. Every evening, he'd just step out. From 6 o'clock, he's not always in the house. He'll step out, come back around 2 a.m. in the morning. What does he do? Spending time with his friends. There are some young ladies today who are in this habit. There are some young men today who are in this habit. You will never see them at home in the night. But you see, if you carry this attitude into your marriage, it's going to be a problem. This is why you must consider now to sacrifice this kind of life. Sacrifice late night outing. Begin now to imbibe this kind of life. Start, cultivating the habit of coming back early, so that when you are married, it becomes easy for you to handle. So I want to encourage you in this direction. You've got to sacrifice late night outing. You're a young lady, you're still in love with going out, you are still a night person. Change it now, so it doesn't become a problem when you get married. Okay? Now, the next sacrifice that you need to make is that you've got to sacrifice your spending habit. Maybe you are a young man and you are in the habit of spending recklessly, or you are a young lady, you are in the habit of spending recklessly. You want to buy, the new hair in town, you want to buy the new bags in town, the new phones in town. This is just your lifestyle. You've got to understand that when it comes to marriage, some of this lifestyle may have to change. It may have to change, because now you are a family and you have to plan for the family financially. If you want to get married with this same attitude, with this same habit, it's not going to work. So your spending habit, you need to begin now to cut it down. Cut down on your spending habit, so that when you are finally married, it becomes easy for you to just blend into that lifestyle. But if you're not willing to let go of your spending habit, then you're not ready for marriage. You're not ready for marriage at all. In marriage, you've got to plan your finances together. The spending has to be planned together. Otherwise, you put your family in jeopardy. So this is something that you truly need to think about if you want to get married. Now, some bonus points for you. If you truly want to get married, you have to sacrifice your emotions. Now, when I'm talking about emotions, I'm talking about anger, I'm talking about jealousy, I'm talking about over-possessiveness, I'm talking about, love. There are people who are not able to manage these things. They are too possessive. They are easily jealous. They cannot stand the sight of their man with a lady. They cannot stand the sight of their woman with a man. They can't, because they are possessive. They are very jealous. You will have to sacrifice some of these. because along the way, there are some things that you may not be able to just control. Your spouse may have this guy or this lady that they both work together, but it doesn't mean that anything is happening between the two of them. If you truly want to have peace, then you must sacrifice that thing called over possessiveness and just learn to trust. That's something that you have to do if you truly want to get married. Okay, so you need to sacrifice your emotions. Be careful with your anger. Begin now to manage your anger, because if you don't manage that anger, the anger will manage you in the long run. There are people today who have lost their marriages, who are not able to get married because of their anger. They are angry people. When they are angry, they destroy things. They smash the television, they smash the phone, they smash things in the house because they are not able to handle that anger. And guess what? No man, no woman wants to live with somebody who's got this kind of anger display, because they don't want you to kill them someday. So what they will do, they will just run away. So think about it. Where are you in your anger level? Are you hot-tempered? Are you quick-tempered? Are you that guy when you are angry, nobody can stop you? Are you that woman when you are angry, nobody can stop you? Think about this. Think about it. So if you truly want to get married, then sacrifice your emotions. Of course, I'm not saying that you should just become numb. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying cut down on the excesses, because there are times as a single person you could have these excesses because you are not patient. You've not been used to being with someone, and when they misbehave, you just take it like that. No, you're not used to it. Okay, so this is something that you truly need to work on. Okay, you know, when you sacrifice this, you are able to give trust to your partner. You are able to love your partner in the right way. Of course, if the person is going astray, then there could be a cause for concern. But what I'm trying to say is sacrifice the excesses. It's very important. And finally, you've got to sacrifice choices. Choices. You've got to understand that if you want to get married, it's no longer I, it's now we. So all your choices must go in this direction. So work on it, because it will go a long way to help you. So that'll be all for this very video. I believe that you've gotten value from it. If you've done so, give the video a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. Let me know your take on a few things that I've shared here. Most importantly, share with your family and friends. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. I'll speak to you again. Until then, keep shining.